Okay, folks, as we stand at the moment, I'm all about trying to eke it out as much as we can. Save as much as we can, keep as much of our own money as we can. Obviously, we're coming into this cost of living crisis, and we need to tighten our belts, don't we? Because we're all going to get royally screwed in one way or another by the powers that be, despite what we're reading and seeing in the papers. And I'm actually quite enjoying looking at various aspects of our lives and seeing what we can do. And today I was looking at driving. Obviously, I do that for a living, and I found 5 tips that you can actually go by to try and make your fuel last a bit longer. So here goes. How do everybody? Welcome back to the channel for a Friday. Hope you're doing all right. I'm not too bad, not too bad. Let me know what you're going to be up to at the weekend in the comments below, and I hope it's a good one for all of you. I'm going to be working during the days. I've had a week of nights, and you can probably tell with the stubble and the baggy eyes, it's been a bit telling. Well, we're going to talk about cars today. I'm sat in the car, which is appropriate for this. As I said, I'm all about trying to keep more of our own money in our own pockets at the moment, and I'm looking at different things with this cost of living crisis. You've got the price of fuel that's gone through the roof. It's come down a little bit, granted, but still way massively too expensive, and it should be. And obviously the electric car drivers might have trouble as well with the way the energy prices are. But let's look at specifically the fuel-driven cars today. Now, there are 5 top tips online which you can try and follow to try and eke your fuel bill out a little bit. I mean, tip number 1, if you're driving on a dual carriageway, for example, try and stick to 70, obviously, if the conditions allow. It actually uses 9% less fuel than if you were driving at 60, and about 15% more than 50. So, 70 seems to be the optimum speed on the dual carriageway or motorway. I set my cruise control around that all the time, and I get a reasonable amount of oomph out of the car for, bang for my buck. Tip number 2. When you're slowing down, it's best to keep all the momentum going, and don't lose all of your energy. So try and use the gears a little bit more to slow down. Try and get that momentum in the car, so you don't have to use so much power and acceleration to pull off again, a bit of a saver. Tip number 3, make sure your tyre pressures are up. Because if you've got underinflated tyres, it will actually affect the forward rolling speed of your car, and therefore keep your fuel consumption higher than it needs to be. Tip number 4, get rid of unnecessary weight in the car. If you've got something in the boot that's weighty and you don't need it to be there, get rid of it. The heavier the car, it can affect your fuel consumption. I've noticed it with this. Between taking 2 people and 8 people, there is a marked difference. Tip number 5, and the last one. Now, I don't know about this, I don't know what you think, but it says air conditioning and your heating system on the car actually uses more fuel. I'm very open-minded about this over the course of time, because I'm not entirely convinced, but the tip's there. Let me know what you think in the comments below about that. If you need it, if it's hot, use it. I mean, I'm always bleeding the air conditioning on cold. I get hot pretty quick, but they're saying, think about when to use it, because it can keep your fuel bill higher than it needs to be. There's 5 reasonable tips there, and hopefully it might eke a little bit more out of the old fuel tank. Let me know if you've got any tips in the comments below, or anything you've discovered over time, different fuels and all that sort of thing. Interesting. Anyway, I'm off. Toodaloo.